If you are struggling to get the higher time frame bias right, then this breakdown is going to help you massively. First, we start with the higher time frames to paint the story, like what the higher time frame is and where is the much likelihood that price is gonna go, and then only we will use the lower time frame to get that bias right. For example, if the higher time frame bias is bearish, then we are gonna use that order flow to shift in our favor from the lower time frames so that we have that edge in the market. In today's trade breakdown, one small detail changed everything. Stick with me, I'm gonna explain why I was nervous to pull the trigger at first, and then what helped me to build that confidence to execute a trade, because it was such a clean trade looking back now. If you are new into my channel, welcome and thank you for being here. This is called the Trader's Gap. I have been trading for the past 4 years now. I mainly use the smart money concepts, and yeah, I do weekly market breakdowns every weekend, and I do trade breakdowns as well, the trades that I took during the live market. And yeah, subscribe if you want to stay ahead with the market. And yeah, as always, I'm gonna go with this Aussie dollar trade breakdown now. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, let's get back into the Aussie dollar now. So what do we have on the daily time frame? So this is the daily time frame, right? On the daily time frame, we got that strong bullish breakup structure, having that pullback into this demand on Tuesday, right? So the way we approached this demand, it's pretty aggressive, right? The bearish momentum from here was very aggressive, but overall expectation was we got a bullish breakup structure, we got a pullback into this demand. Now expectation should be that it may continue its bullish trend to run this week highs, right? But here's the small details. Like for example, once we mitigated this extreme demand, how did we react it? See, we got a very strong rejection of that by the bulls, right? And after that, we never followed through. That means the bulls are not that strong as it seems to be, right? And this is the very strong move that led convincing breakup structure, and this is the unmitigated supply where price is in control at the moment, right? But even if we just look at the small price action, like this is this inside bar, that means we are still in this fractal order flow. That means until and unless we don't see this fractal order flow to bullish, we can't assume that we are getting the pullback, okay? But still, this can be inducement for this supply over. But just focusing on the recent price action, we pushed up from here, but we haven't followed through yet. So with this kind of weakness by the bulls, we may see at least to run this kind of lows before we see another push up. So that was the main intention from the high time frame, that is from the daily time frame, okay? And now if we go on the 4-hour time frame, what do we have? This is the 4-hour time frame. If we look on the 4-hour time frame, we got this strong 4-hour breakup structure. That means this is the swing range, this is the strong, this is the weak, okay? Within this swing range, we know that we are playing within this internal range, okay? So this was the range that we were playing from, right? After we got that internal breakup structure, we got a pullback. We got a pullback into this premium price, and after that we have been pretty much going very correctively, but still the order flow is bearish, okay? The only thing that gave me confidence to pull the trigger for the sales, even though we have this bearish corrective push down, right? We had this demand in control, right? See how we reacted into this demand, and we got that order flow shift over there. That means this supply was in control, and now after that we have been pretty much bearish order flow, right? See how the bears are controlling the market, and at the moment we swept this inside bar, and now we have this unmitigated supply to trade from, okay? The fact that we are not coming from anything, because if this price action was here, then we may assume that probably we will at least give some reaction to generate some liquidities to fuel the move to the downside. But still, since we are not coming from anything, right, we have this unmitigated demand acting as a magnet below. We have this supply formed through sweep, because this is a unmitigated supply that took out this liquidity, okay? So yes, it does not look good, the price action is very corrective, but this is the internal price action, this is the internal range. We pull back into the extreme, and now simply, so when the order flow shifted in our favor, simple expectation is to run this week low, nothing else, okay? Even the immediate take profit will be this low and targeting this demand. That's it, no need to target these lows, but still the objective is to run this kind of lows. But still, like at the moment we have the supply in control. Let's just play the sells, okay? There is no any intentions for the buys, just in case if we start to see that bullish move like this, then yeah, we may flip the buys, we may run this kind of highs into this kind of supply. But until and unless we don't see the order flow shift, heavily bearish, okay? All right, so what do we have on the 1-hour time frame? So on the 1-hour time frame, we got this bearish breakup structure, right? We pulled back into this a premium, right? We got this order flow shift. That was the order flow shift. See how we strongly reacted into this demand. Order flow shifted in our favor, swept this liquidities, pretty much bearish order flow, right? And I don't like this corrective price action like I explained earlier, but the fact that the main positive confluences in this Aussie dollar was like, see how we pulled back into this extreme, and now we got this internal price action being bearish. Okay, so this was the supply in control at the moment. We had swept that liquidities that was visible on the 4-hour time frame because we swept that high of the inside bar, right? We are not coming from anything yet. That means if we look left, where price is coming from, we're coming from literally nothing, and that means we still have room to go to this demand, right? We have still plenty of room to at least go up to this kind of highs, even better, like this little sell to buy, right? But just heavily focusing on the market structure, we have the higher time frame bias in our mind that is to play the bearish move, right? And now if we just focus on the recent price action from the market structure, got this bearish order flow continue, right? We got this pullback, got that order flow shift, and now simply our expectation is that this will hold unless we don't see that weak low taken out. Okay, that was the simple game plan. Okay, the only negative confluence for this trade was I'm on the corrective side of the price action, but heavily putting that my my whole game plan was focusing on the market structure. And since I have this unmitigated supply to trade from, that was actually backed by the higher time frame, which is 4-hour time frame, unmitigated demand below acting as a magnet, I was just trying to play this sell from here to target at least this demand. That's it. I was not thinking too much. Okay, so that was the whole game plan. And now if we just go bar by bar on the M15 as well, we can see that what do we have. Okay, so the lower time frame was really key for me at this point because it gave me so much confidence, because we had that order flow shift on the M15 as well. That was really important. Okay, so yeah, so we got a strong momentum to the downside, like, right, for example, we got this strong bearish momentum. We never tapped into this range. That means we are trying to push up very correctively into this unmitigated supply. Now all I want to see is a good confirmation. For example, what I want to see on the M15 is like, I want to see a pullback, right? This is the M15 that I'm drawing. I want to see a high that break a low. I want to see that strong liquidation to go. And now I'm going to use the sell stop order. In this trade, even what we had better, well, for example, we had this demand in control on M15, right? This was in control, and whenever I get the entry model, it actually failed the demand. That means now I have that lower time frame confirmation in my favor. This gave me enough confidence to pull the trigger. Okay, I was a little bit nervous, and I'm gonna explain when I was nervous. Okay, so if we just focus on this recent price action on the M15, okay, we got that immediate push down. Now we have inducement. See, we haven't tapped into this 4-hour demand, which is still valid trade idea for me. Okay, if this was mitigated here, then it would be different. Now probably we may at least get a decent reactions out of it, because this was still unmitigated. Okay, since we haven't mitigated, we just missed it, and my trade idea was still valid because my whole game plan was to target this demand, right? Since the overall objective was to run the week low, but immediate target was this one. Okay, so this was still not London, Frankfurt open, so we just go. Okay, so we swept that lead. Okay, that's fine, but we haven't mitigated my M50 1-hour supply yet. So you see how that high, this one. So if you look on the M15, let's just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so on M15, what do we have? On M15, you can see that we got this high that broke a low. Okay, so if we zoom in a little bit, we had this pullback. We got this pullback over there, bearish pullback. We made a higher high, right? And then we broke that low. Now that means we have this high that broke a low. Okay, that means this is gonna be the strong high. Now I want to see that high get taken out. Okay, even better, we had that inducement just below this unmitigated supply, which gave me so much clarity in this M15 price action that it's really important, right? It's really important. See how we got this push up, push down, push up, push down again, having that strong inducement just in front of it is unmitigated supply, and whenever we get that liquidated, this becomes very high probability. So if we look to the next price action, we swept this lead. Okay, and now after that I had trailed my sell stop over there. In this case, I think we never push down. Right at this point, what do we have? See, if I just take this bar back a little bit, then this was the demand that took out the highs, right? So if we look over there, right, this was the M15 demand that took out the low. So that means on M15 order flow is bullish, but on the overall picture, like I'm playing sell. Okay, now it's not aligning. Okay, the next candle gave me so much confidence. What did the next candle was, it disrupted this demand, showing that now bearish are in control. And the fact that we got this strong engulfing candle, rejection from this unmitigated supply, mitigating this supply, like probably we mitigated this one, it mitigated the range, which was really interesting, right? And now we got that strong bearish rejection, clearing this demand on M15 as well. Now literally we don't have anything left over there. Okay, now if you take this price action over there, what do we got? See, we got this push up. Okay, we got this push down, we got this push up, we got this push down, push up, push down. That means now the low is weak. Okay, that means what we can expect is, like, since we don't have anything left at the moment, right, now this becomes a vacuum in the price to run this week lows, because we don't have any demand left, and the only unmitigated demand is over there. But once we price reach here, at this point this low is gonna get weak, because we will have that structure shift on the M15. So this small detail can give you so much confidence. So I was nervous at this point to place my sell stop order over there, but once I saw this rejection, it gave me so much confidence to pull the trigger, because now the lower time frame M15 order flow shifted in my favor. So that's so much high probability. And the another thing that on 1 hour time frame was really interesting as well was that the rejection candle on the 1 hour time frame, right, we never had that unmitigated demand left. That means it pulled back so correctively, we don't have anything. So I was literally trading into nothing, right? So first target would be this one, and second target will be like this one. Since my take profit was a little bit down, which is over there, it still gave me, yes, that's the negative confluence that I have to trade through this like this 4 hour demand. But what is my overall expectation? My overall expectation was to run this week close, because we got a breakup structure, pull back into this premium. Now simple expectation is to run the week close, because we got this internal structure shift in our favor. That means whenever swing and internal are aligned, the low becomes weak. And the fact that this daily liquidity point was still that was my main target. Okay, but having that 2 hour fixed target over there, it's still decent. I accepted the negative confluence, because we may pull back here, and then we may see like that as well, missing my take profit. But it is what it is. Okay, that's the risk I'm accepting as a trader, because there is not going to be a perfect setup. Okay, and we have this week low to target, got a very strong confidence on the sales over there. The only thing I could do better was maybe using that aggressive management. What I mean is, like, once I saw that low taken out, probably moving my stop loss to break even, that would be the safer option. But still, like I said, higher time frame picture is bearish. I was mainly focusing to run this week close, because we may get this reaction into this supply that was in control, and then we may see another push down, because overall picture is to the downside. So yeah, that was the game plan. And as soon as I got tagged in over there, I mean, I had my sell stop over there, it chopped around a little bit. Okay, and here is the interesting point. So at the time of the entry model setting up, we had this successive like inside bar. That means we had this minor liquidities. That means we got this impulsive move to the downside, very corrective pullback. So this is another positive confluence as well, which I had in my mind. Like, it's such a high probability setup. And whenever I got that entry model set up, it feels like this is going to be like impulse, correction, and then impulse. Now price is going to be just like a vacuum in the price, because there is literally nothing over there. Okay. And yeah, that's what exactly did. It immediately hit my take profit within like 1 hour. It was like less than 30 minutes, I think. And yeah, but eventually I got take profit. It hit my take profit over there, and it did provide decent reactions, right? I was expecting to play the sells, like follow the bearish order from there as well. The only negative confluence for this was, not only, but there were a few. Okay, we were reacting strongly from this 4 hour demand. Okay, and the fact that we did not candle body below, candle body close, right? We never had that. It's a sweep of liquidity with strong V-shaped reactions, right? From this 4-hour demand. If you look here, see how the price action was steep. I was considering to take a sales, but I was waiting for nice deceleration. Like I was waiting for extra confirmation on the M15. Okay. And at this point, we never got that. See how impulsive move was. We never got that that deceleration like we had on M15 over there. It never formed this kind of pattern. Okay, it just trickle up, and then it just strongly moved up, and that, yeah, it did provide a decent reactions. And if it didn't hit my take profit over there, then I would have exited on the loss. But still, I followed my trade plan, right? There were some negative confluence, but still I pulled the trigger. It was so worth it. So here are the key lessons for you. Always focus on the market structure. Okay, see what the market structure is telling you from the high time frame. In this case, on the daily and the 4-hour time frame, we had that alignment. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame, we were playing from that internal range. We pulled back into the premium, and now when that order flow shifted in our favor, our simple expectation was to run the week low. If you find this trade breakdown helpful, and if you learn anything from this trade breakdown, then yeah, let me know in the comments. And if you really enjoy this trade breakdown, then I will keep doing this kind of breakdown in future as well. And let me know. If you're not subscribed yet, then yeah, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.